Senator Alma Francis Heyliger, you're recognized.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you? First of all, I want to thank you to my colleagues, to the listening audience, to the public. The first set of questions I want to ask is very direct. I would like to know, Ms. Commissioner White, what are some of the relationships with organizations that you attempt to foster to really create partnerships with yourself and sports, parks, and recreation to assist with really pushing programs within your agency? Is he frozen? Sir, you're on mute.
Commissioner White, you're
You're
muted.
on mute.
I apologize. I apologize.
Oh, it's okay.
We have been fortunate that a lot of the nonprofits and charity organizations approach the department to assist us. We never turn anyone away. We see it as a win-win situation. So we welcome people to help us out. I mean, we could always use the help. But to be honest with you, Senator, I don't think we really go out and we look for individuals to partner with. It's really the other way around. We have a lot of organizations that come to the department that wants to help us out.
Definitely. Well, with any of those partnerships, are any of them geared towards crime and reduction of crime in our community, specifically with our youth?
One of the sponsors that we just gave late last year was with the Night Out with VIPD. They did one in St. Thomas, they did one in St. Croix, and they did it at our facilities, and we also gave them financial support. So, we support what they do. It assists us with the children that we see at our facilities. So, yes, that would be one of the programs that we partner with, which is VIPD.
Okay, definitely. Well, one of the things that, we're dealing with sports, parks, recreation. Do you guys have a strategic plan within your agency to assist with childhood obesity and how we could handle that, especially here in our territory?
We don't. I can tell you one of the things that we'll be having a conversation on tomorrow, me and my senior staff, is as the governor mentioned in the State of the Territory, he wants to dedicate $1 million to do a wellness program territory-wide. I am involved in those conversations. We have spoken to several people about getting that wellness program off the ground. And the great staff that I have seems to want to take on that task themselves. Well, let me not speak for all of them. One of my staff thinks that we have the capabilities to run that wellness program. So it is something that we will be speaking about this week. That will address those concerns, obesity, diabetes, all that stuff. We want to do some fun programs, exercise programs that are going to address those concerns.
Okay, good. I wanted to you had spoken about resurfacing, striping of the various tennis courts, basketball courts. Do you have a deadline or a specific time as to when these things are going to be completed?
So both contracts do have a deadline. I will say, Senator, that the contractor did send in a change order for more time. One of the issues that the contractor for the resurfacing is facing is material. We're seeing that with regular construction, finding lumber and all of that. It was my hope when we did this project that we would have the contractor on both islands at the same time, or both districts at the same time. That has not happened because of the shortage of material. Currently, they're at the Fort facility in St. Croix. Once he finishes that, he's going to do, I think, 3-4 facilities in the St. Thomas, St. John district. But hopefully, if we can start getting more material in, then we could go back to the original plan where we'll have work being done in both districts at the same time.
Good. Well, as you're speaking about dealing with construction, who exactly deals with the day-to-day operations and overseeing some of these projects?
Mr. Aaron Abel, who is my disaster recovery specialist, is responsible for that, and he's online.
Okay, Ariel, how are you?
Good afternoon, Sarah.
Good afternoon. So, when it comes to these projects and keeping up with them and potentially limiting change orders that could cost the government additional monies, how do you deal with this on a day-to-day basis to make sure that these projects do finish in a timely manner and stay within cost that was originally negotiated?
Well, there's two things here at hand. When it comes to change orders may be for additional time or for additional work that may not have been in the initial scope. Remember, most of our repairs to our facilities are hurricane-related damages. Our hurricanes were over 4 years ago. In the subsequent time between the hurricanes and presently, further deterioration and other issues come up in our facilities, which at sometimes necessitates change orders in order to complete the job properly and to make it look right.
30
Okay,
seconds.
good. Well, I think, go ahead. Were you saying something else?
No, that wasn't me.
Okay, thank you. Well, when you spoke earlier about the honeymoon project, what happened to it since you shifted the funds? Or what's going to happen?
Yeah, so we're able to use those funds now for additional projects. So I give you example, we just, like I said, purchased two John Deere tractor trailers. In the past, we had to go to Public Work to borrow their machines and use those machines. We have competent people on our staff that can use those heavy equipment. So we just purchased one for the island of St. Croix and we purchased one for St. Thomas St. John District. So we have that already, and funds was used from the honeymoon project to purchase that. I'm going to be purchasing, like I said, some additional basketball rims. Some of the rims at some of the facilities are old and need to change out. We're also using that, and probably the bulk of the funds are going to be spent converting the high pressure sodium lights that we now have at the facilities to LED lights.
Time.
Oh, that would definitely have some cost savings. Well, they just called time for me, so thank you guys for giving me pertinent information as to my questions. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome, Senator Francis Heyliger. Or Alma Francis Heyliger, you're recognized for 2 minutes.
Hi, good afternoon. I really want to spend my 2 minutes focusing on marketing, advertisement, and potential revenue generation to be able to maintain and sustain this $20 million project. Now, granted, we as a government, a lot of times it's easy for us to say increase the budget, but seeing that this project is online and there's going to be some completion date, since it's going to be under your jurisdiction, Commissioner White, have you seriously started looking at who's going to be using this facility, marketing it, potentially to be able to generate monies, whether you want to put up advertisement throughout the location to generate monies? What are some of the things that you're looking to do to potentially reduce the cost on the government in order to maintain and sustain this $27 million plus up to $40 million project?
So great question, Senator, and it's a conversation that we have had. Getting a state-of-the-art facility is now going to allow St. Croix to encourage whether it's sporting events or sporting groups to come to the island. Of course, the backlog is always, where are they going to stay? So that's a different conversation that needs to be had. I will tell you this, that it's very easy, just from my experience, to get sporting promoters, sporting events, sporting groups to come to the territory. It's an easy sell. So I don't foresee a problem as far as getting people to utilize the facility. But I do think that there needs to be a more comprehensive plan as far as hotel stay, what is Airbnbs of where individuals are going to stay at the stadium. I could put up, I could promote an event that is going to bring 2,000 people to the territory or to the island of St. Croix. But we all know that bringing that amount of people, they're going to have somewhere to sleep and stay. So until we have that discussion, talking about sports tourism and using the facility for other things, I think we need to have a more overall conversation with that, Senator.
Definitely. And I look forward to having those types of conversations and you guys bringing a marketing plan and a potential revenue generating plan before us so we could fully understand the magnitude as to how we could utilize not only for local purposes, but also individuals wanting to come into the territory to make full use of this facility. So thank you so much for that answer.
Time.
I do want to add that the department do have a sports tourism fund that is under the Department of Tourism. So we will be tapping into that to promote the use of the new stadium once it's turned over to us.
Excellent. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Mr. Chair, for the time.
Thank you, Senator Francis Heyliger.